And we are live. Yes, now we're live for sure. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in and watching this video. We're going to have a fantastic evening. We've been already talking a lot of things that we will have to recall to share with you because Maria Eugenia Morales, you're amazing. So our guest tonight, Maria Eugenia Morales, or also known as Sahadi, and she has already been sharing some stuff before because we were talking for more than half an hour already. So I hope that we can recall some of this stuff to share because it's amazing your vision, your experience, and thank you so much for being here and willing to share this with the world, with whoever tunes into this frequency. to, so,
Thank you.
Maria Eugenia Sahadi, tell us how did this whole experience and this life started?
Wow, thank you, Miriam. Yes, my English is not good because I I don't speak, never have many opportunities to speak in English. It's a language that I adored. But well, um, no, I don't know if I could
You're
speak
expressing very well.
if I could speak in Spanish, maybe well sometimes when I can't when I can't say a
I think
word.
I think you're doing very well. And if there is a word that you don't remember, we'll just tap into Spanish and
Oh well,
translate.
okay, thank you. Well, um, eh, it's so yeah. Oh, I'm nervous.
Okay, so
I
let's just start by something more simple. Like you're connecting all the way from Chile right now. You're in Chile,
Yes.
and you were born in Venezuela.
No, I
No?
was born in Chile.
Oh, you were born in Chile, and then you
Yes, I
moved to
was born here.
Venezuela.
No, and when I was 11, my grandparents and other family and other relatives went to live to Venezuela and Táchira State near Colombia. But well, I was living there for almost 45 years. 45
Wow.
years. But uh, Venezuela has many problems, and I decided to return 2 years ago to Santiago de Chile. People say me, "Well, maybe you are so old to treat there is maybe is so bad to you." And I think all um,
There's no such a
many
thing as being old for something.
um, ¿cómo puedo decir? Cualquier lugar,
Any
pues,
place.
any place is good to live if you have many so tranquility, um,
If
and
you
any
have
place,
peace, yeah.
yes, and any place um, is good to that. Or any place,
As soon as you have peace, any place is good.
yes. Um, well, uh, um, during my life, I had two car accidents, and my philosophy of life is not like many people
I know.
because because for example when I was 19, I had an accident, a car accident with my boyfriend. Um, um, at 3 months um, que faltaban para la boda for
Oh, three months before you got married?
before they get married, and then all was finished.
Oh,
All,
did
all.
he pass? Did he pass away?
The- Um,
Se,
no,
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 no.
no, no, but was the life. Maybe the love. Oh, I now I know that was only an experience.
Something you needed to learn at that moment,
Mm.
and that was it. And then you needed to move on to a different experience.
Yes, it was an experience. Um, and then, and 2 decades later,
2 decades
I,
later,
I was another car accident.
another car accident.
See, well, my life so changed in there because I was working like personal protocolo, like
Like
protocol. Mhm.
filing,
Yes, I was working Congress, in Congress, hotels, medical Congress, for example, Army Congress. And I was working with a special company to do and create like events. Well, in this second accident, I suffered many injuries in my face, and I lost my visions of the I left. I I
your left
I
eye.
Yes, and then uh, I um, I couldn't work. Yeah, the company sent me that damage in my face. No, no, no podía, no podía
You
trabajar.
couldn't continue working because of
Yes,
the injury on your
yes,
face.
I couldn't continue. Well, but in those time, it was um, the moda, it was
Fashion,
Shakira, but fashion Shakira,
Shakira, yeah.
Shakira, Shakira times, Shakira. And then sometimes a friend of mine called me, could you teach my my daughter another girls because they want to dance like you. Like Shakira. I saw who is Shakira. Please, me dice, please watch the TV, the TV program. And
But
I
pero
watched.
pero en ese entonces ya bailabas belly
Yes,
dance.
yes,
So
yes.
you already danced belly dance at that point.
No, yeah, no. I bailaba. I dance belly dance for 24, 24. Yes, when I was living in Madrid, because I am a journalist and TV producer, radio producer. Eh, but to me, belly dance was a good form to art, to exercise. It,
And to have fun.
claro, and it was the encanto, the enchant.
It was like a dreamland, an enchantment, fantasy,
Enchant,
a fantasy.
no, well,
No,
the most importance to me about this dance, it was prohibida uh, uh,
It was,
prohibida.
oh, I see. Because it was like a prohibit thing to do, not well seen,
No, pues,
not well
por de
seen.
orders, por orders.
I have to to share something about that because when I started belly dancing, I already had my son.
Mhm.
He was
Yes.
working in a hamburger shop in Winnipeg, and then
Uh-huh.
he for him it was normal because he grew up with me, and belly dance was normal for him. It was an art, a beautiful art form. And then he told his colleague at work, "Oh, my mom is a belly dancer." And then the colleague looked at him like, "What? Your mom is a prostitute?" He's like, "No." So that's the concept many people had about belly dancing.
Bad concepts. Yes,
Bad
bad.
concept.
Mm.
Because probably because of what Hollywood did, because Hollywood created an image of belly dance as the harem of the women slave to one man.
Yes, and in the cabaret, the special forms or the to put uh, in
Money
the
on your
grass many
when you're
money in
dancing.
the grass or on the cinturettes. Well, and that's belly dance has that's
We're
a
frozen, but we're still here. Maria Eugenia, are still there?
what?
Es que paró un poco la imagen, entonces no se
Ah,
vio.
see, sometimes happens.
It
It,
freezes, yeah.
it's normal. It's normal, because I participate in other course or charlas on
On other
Zoom.
chats
And
and
so,
Zoom.
yes, it was the always is the same. So for wow. Um, oh,
So
que
going
que
back
sigue.
to belly dance.
And
So
then I was
just let's just recap. So
yeah,
you were a journalist and you were working for TV production, and you had a very active life on the business world, and then you had your second car accident, and they told you that you couldn't work anymore because of the injury you had on your face and the loss of vision of one eye. But you already knew belly dancing, which was a hobby. And
yes, but it's
Shakira was uh,
open
at
the
the top
world.
was opening the
No,
world belly
open the
dancing.
world.
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember that time because I already knew Shakira from when she had black hair and then she turned into red hair and she sang rock and roll and she had her own songs. She had a very strong political view on her songs in Spanish already, and she was
Yes.
famous in Brazil. And then she came to North America and turned blonde and then
Yes.
opened up the belly dance world for North America.
Hollywood images.
Yes, yes. But that gave a lot of opportunity to people like you and me to actually be more open about belly dancing,
Yes.
right? Because it was an art form that was, like you said, prohibit or
Yeah.
not well
For
seen.
see, yes, forbidden. So, well, that was the ancient to me. But thanks to belly dance and Shakira, of course, I had to the opportunity to work. I was the first woman in Venezuela who who teach about not only the movements, because I always I always joined the this special kind of dance with the spiritual
Exactly.
sense,
Exactly.
spiritual sense. For
Hmm.
example, um, I have, I practice contemporary dance, but well, no, the teachers don't want to me forbidden to me in shows because my foot are so so pequeños, are
Small,
so
small.
small to to me, and they said maybe have a slide or no, una caída.
Oh, you maybe you can fall on
You can
stage.
fall on a stage. Oh, but to in the 20s, I and I I first I read a, a libro, a book
You
de
you you read
los
a.
brujos.
Mhm.
I read de brujos hablan. Um,
The name of the book was, I'm just going to translate it. It's The Witch's Talk or The Magician's Talk.
uh-huh.
That was the
uh,
book you read.
yes, the writer, it was because um, he left to this world last year. The John Bines.
John Bines.
Yes, John Bines has a philosophic institute here in Chile and Venezuela, New York, and Spain. And then I entré al instituto, ¿cómo lo puedo decir? I enter,
You joined the
yes,
institute.
I joins and I enter and joins the disciples of John Bines. Sometimes, 4 years later, he said one day, maybe you, o sea, for women, for a group of women, he said, maybe you uh, could understand the philosophic past, Egyptian past, Sumerian past, Chaldeans, if you practice some arts.
Oh.
Yes, and then this maybe some of you must dance a belly dance. O alguna, so some, oh, well,
So I think he was talking to you specifically.
yes. Entonces I decide
Learn belly
to
dance.
learn belly dance. Other decide to paint Egyptian paints,
Oh wow.
art of and Antiguas,
Old
old
ancient
arts,
ancient
or
art.
ancient arts.
Ancient Egyptian art.
See, India, Hindu art. Well, but I decided to belly dance. In those times, I went to Madrid and I began there. Well, years pass, and I like belly dance because the first the first study about what was, the the útero, ¿cómo lo digo? The
Uterus,
bomb, the
uterus,
womb,
the womb, the
the
woman's womb.
womb, the womb, and the creations, the creation. and and all the woman people who starts in the soul,
Mm-hmm.
to the sense of woman in the soul, and in its and its body too, in
So
all
it,
body.
it is a sacred dance for,
Yes.
from women to women to
Mhm.
strength women, and it, it,
Yes.
wa- it was it was never meant to be a dance to please men, like Hollywood painted.
uh, Hollywood.
But I,
Oh
I
no.
have a theory about belly dance, the practice of the movements and the art form. I
Yes.
think it starts awakening your chakras and your energy,
Yes.
especially with the shimi, because you start shaking the first chakra, and it starts
Yes.
awakening your energies. But
Yes.
because of how belly dance is being conduced and pictured,
Mhm.
many belly dancers get stuck on the ego chakra when they get these shiny costumes and sensual performances, and their ego starts to get so big. If they don't have a spiritual connection to connect to the other chakras, they get
Yes.
stuck here, and that's why there's so much competition,
Mhm.
among belly dancers. That it shouldn't be like that. It should
No.
be a sisterhood, right? It's a dance to wake up our body and spirit too, to connect, to make a connection, right?
Yes. It's like a Kundalini dance.
Exactly, it's a Kundalini dance.
Kundalini dance, natural, and but it's an elegant Kundalini dance. Elegant because
It's spiritual.
the movements
Mhm.
are so smooth, smooth, no? Smooth, suave, suaves. Well, and I work so hard like belly dance, and then I because when I was living in Spain, I learned to Kathak dance. Kathak dance is an Indian way to express in dance theater and sings
Oh,
poems. Poems.
so
Uh, ca- uh,
palms, you mean?
no,
Palm?
poems, poemas.
Oh, poems. So
Poems.
you sing
You see,
poems?
yes,
Hmm.
poems. For example, in Kataka, sometimes the interpreter could stop and then begin to
Starts
recitar, start
it starts to recite the poem.
to recite the poems. Exactly. Thank you. And other times, sings. Well, when I began or start to teach Katak dance in Venezuela. Well, I must to to work with my phono audition to my throat, and because I needed to sing.
Hmm.
Well, today, pues, I sing more or less, but sings.
You sing.
Sí, yes, I think because mantras mantras as a special word to many rituals, mantras or special words to rituals are in other philosophic ways, in other schools,
Well,
and
mantras are very powerful because they are ancient sounds that connect us to the cosmos and to the universe
Yes,
opens our energies, and it's a higher vibration than the normal words we use day by day. And by singing mantras, we are raising our frequencies and awakening
yes.
ourselves.
But the point is that, for example, first chakra um, is a tone, a special tone, tono,
Don't, yeah.
tono, en
Tune.
especial, entonces,
Mm.
tune. Yes. Entonces, for example, you, all the people could to sing in a musical scales. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Yeah. You must, all the people must to ubicar, o sea, ubicar su do, su comienzo.
Oh, okay. Everybody needs to find their C.
Sí,
C, C, it's do, do, it's
do,
C. Mhm.
su do. Entonces, do, y donde está su tono más bajo, eso sí, tradúcemelo por favor. ¿Dónde está su tono
So,
más bajo que puede hacer?
so they
Do.
have to find their lowest C, the lowest
Yes,
C they
the
can get.
lowest.
Mhm.
Yes. And
Do,
then
do,
do. Entonces,
do,
do is the first
do,
chakra. The
re.
second,
Mhm.
Swadhisthana. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Ahí yo lo hice mal. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Ahí, eso. Entonces, en ese momento, cada bija mantra, los chakras tienen, tú sabes, chakras has a bija syllables,
Yeah,
many syllables.
every chakra has a sound
Yes, and sound and syllables,
and and syllables.
syllables. And then the syllables of each chakra must to sing in the special tone for the
Mhm.
chakra.
So by
Entonces,
singing that mantra that is specific to that chakra, you're aligning the chakra, balancing the chakra.
yes. For example, if you listen, mantras, like I meant, many people sings mantras, and sounds so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. But if you are not in the tone, in the tune of the chakra,
Mhm.
there isn't results. There isn't
Oh,
resultado. Yeah. Or maybe sounds good to hear for tranquility, to rest, for peace. But the special effects on the health, it is not.
I'm going to just clarify for people who are hearing the word chakra for the first time. Chakra, it's how we know. It's how it's called, vortex of energy, and our
Yeah.
bodies have different vortexes of energy. Actually, it has lots of them, but the main ones are seven,
Yes, seven. Claro,
which are
yes.
along our middle body, starting from between the sexual organs and the anus. There's the first chakra, and then very explicit,
Yeah.
and then the second chakra, where the womb of the woman, the belly, the lower belly, and then the third chakra is by the diaphragm, and the fourth chakra is the heart. The fifth one is the throat,
The
and the
truth, Bichudi,
sixth one it's the
Ashna,
pituitarian gland.
Pituitaria, yes.
And the seventh chakra, known as the seven petal, the thousand petals of light.
Yes, thousand photos and impersonal and transpersonal. Well, you if you don't have the syllables, maybe I send you.
Yes, that would be
Yes, I send
awesome.
you. I will send you because I have.
Can you sing them now, or do you
Um, um, I have them in my
I have an idea. Maybe another time we'll have to do another video live, just in with the practice of the chakras,
yes, yes,
singing them.
yeah,
Okay.
of course, of course. Um, and then, well, my dance was those kind of knowledge.
That was
Uh,
no kind of. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that part?
my dance is o tenía, no, is my dance, my special teacher had all this knowledge about chakras,
Knowledge.
no,
Uh-huh.
knowledge about chakras, um, for example, when girls must to move the hands, and I always said them, please, you must imagine all the all the words and enter in the words and touch that you could, that you want. For example, for people for years, many years of course, 5 years, I said them, please, if you want to an ice cream, please touch
Oh,
touch your ice cream. Yes, because there were 5 or 7 or 6.
so
But
so just to clarify, that instruction to tell the girls to imagine that they're touching to move the hands was to help them create the emotion
yeah.
of the energy. So
Mhm.
because you can do a movement of a hand that looks very beautiful if you put your energy there, but if you don't put your energy, it's gonna be like, mechanic.
No, no, no.
Okay.
No. And then and for people, adolescents, people maybe uh, mayor de 18, how
over
can I say?
18 over
Over
18 people.
18, please listen. You could imagine um, maybe Jesus, maybe your boyfriend, maybe your father, and plus touch them,
Touch
touch
them.
them, touch the creation, touch and a flower, touch the colors. Imagine that's the colors. The, well, uh, but
You and I had similar ways of teaching belly dance, because I always connected it with the spiritual side too. Like I was saying before, I think it's very important that people who practice belly dance connect to the spiritual practice. Otherwise, they get stuck on the ego side of it. So this next step, it's what takes belly dancers to what real belly dance is, which is the Kundalini dance.
yes, good and in it. Well, passes, pasaron los años, passed many years, 2 decades, almost 3 decades to teach. and Kathak dance, Indian dance. I was working so hard to the embassy, the Indian embassy in Venezuela, for almost 12 years. But the conditions, political conditions in Venezuela, well, like I said you at the um, before, well, now I am here in Chile. Um, I was preparing um, a dance, but with Celtic music.
Mm-hmm.
I like so Celtic music. For many years, I have listened because uh, the, I was teaching, and it was my work for many decades. Arabian music and Indian music, but to me, to me was Lorena McKinney. I loved Lorena McKinney.
Oh,
And
Lorena McKenna. I love
Lorena
Lorena
McKinney.
McKenna. Mm-hmm.
I like her. And then when when I wanted listen to other kind of music, like Lorena McKinney songs are so good to me, and many music that's the sounds of nature, and the
Mm-hmm.
Celtic music that has this effect. I liked the um,
Vibration.
bagpipe, the bagpipe,
Oh, the bagpipe.
bagpipe.
Mm-hmm.
I like, and Galicia. Galicia have many other kind of bagpipes, and I like the Scotland bagpipe and Irish.
Irish.
Irish bagpipe. I like so much. And then I have to
You decided to make a fusion.
and yes, but I was study Chanos, which is a folk Irish dance. Chanos, because
Shanos.
Chanos
Mm-hmm.
is a special folk dance who people dance in a marriage and in a Paris
Mm-hmm.
family Paris, um, because the um, the kind of Celtic dance who who sing in river dance is not almost a tradition, because that kind of dance was introduced only in 1800, only in
1800 in the 1800s.
1800 years for people, for French people in Irish. And then, well, but chanos is an special folk dance, and I like so much. Um, I learned many steps,
Rhythms, steps,
and I like so much. And
and and and
sometimes,
and Sahidi, how do you how like you've been studying all these dances and your spiritual knowledge added together? How how did you start developing your own method of meditation with the dance and the mantras singing?
well, when I was uh, in the Philosophic Institute, which in Chile, mm, Oh, oh.
You can say it in Spanish, and
Yes, I was meditate
you.
in, um, in my 20s when I entered to a Philosophic Hermetic Institute.
So you've been meditating since you were 20.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was living in Madrid, and I learned to Indian dance, Kathak dance, well, to study it, that kind of dance, you must to read Mahabharata and
Ooh.
Bhagavad Gita.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and Puranas, Kali Purana, Shiva Purana, and many, many, many. Claro, because the dance, Indian classic dance, also interprets the philosophy.
Hmm. So for you that are listening and don't know about the books she was mentioning that she had to read, those
Mm.
are sacred books from India
Yes,
that tell ancient story of the gods and goddesses and how the creation of humans happened. So those are deep knowledge books, and
yes.
difficult to understand too if you're not from that culture.
Well, to me, always was easy to
Hmm.
me. To me. Well, with my Saturn, my
The,
Lord Shani is my own sign, my Scorpio. Well, it was easy. Well, um, and and then I practice the meditation, the special meditation. The first, transcendental.
transcendental meditation.
That's Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. But later, I entered to Bihar school or Rishikesh when I met to Swami Kevalananda Saraswati. She was the first Swami in Latin America,
Oh.
the first Swami. Um, and I was her disciple until he died 3 years ago. And then when the meditation was all Sundays meditation to 98 to 11 to noon. Oh, no, no noon. Mediodía to 12
No,
p.m.
don't. Yeah.
So, noon, yes. All the Sundays. For many years, I was with her.
And then you at one point you started developing your own methods of meditation
Well, uh,
because
uh,
you're writing a book about your new methods, right?
yes. Uh, when last year's, it's a reason to. I feel that to meditate, to communicate with gods, for example, uh, you don't need any special methods. You don't need to a special religion. You don't need an a special school,
Hmm.
ni art, ni ancient, ni modern. No,
I agree with
only,
you.
only lineaments, only instructions. eh,
Only
humble,
instructions.
humble,
Simple
humble,
instructions.
simple instructions.
Yeah,
Um,
because many people, when they think that they haven't meditated, or maybe they are meditating, but they don't know exactly what they're supposed to do. So, what is meditation, right? What is it that we're trying to achieve, and what are we doing to achieve that? So how would you define meditation?
Well, uh, and then I write this book is Taking Love.
Take your love.
Taking Love because um, my my teacher of
Kabbalah.
Kabbalah said sometime about theory of chords, teoría de las cuerdas,
The chords theory.
the chord theory, and
Theory.
then theory, and then mm, when I feel that that you don't need a special school, etc., I remember the that theory, and then I have to study more so about teórica, física teórica.
Theory of physics.
Sí.
Hmm.
Um,
And that is because of the vibration of the chords.
yes,
Hmm.
vibrations of the chords, because of this más lejos, o sea,
Farther away.
yeah, far away, they are so particles, so
Mm.
little particles. But scientists said that this kind of particles almost are more than faster than the sound.
Okay, so let's see if I understood. The particles, those particles of the chords, they move faster than sound.
Yes,
Would
for
they? Would
the
are those
sunlight.
are those particles light particles or faster than light too?
Um, I don't understand you.
Son partículas que son más rápidas que la luz también.
Más rápidas que la luz del sol. Yes,
So
and
they're
then
faster than the
faster
sunlight.
the
Okay.
sunlight, faster the sunlight. And some scientists said, well, the, they, they are the particles of God, because said when you acaricias, when
When
you
you touch with care.
touch, for
Mhm,
example,
mhm.
your son se cayó, ay, please, mom.
So your son fell down and is hurting, and you touch him.
Yes, and you, uh, and only acerca, o sea, only acaricias, ¿cómo digo acaricia?
Yeah, you only touch with care,
Only
with love,
touch.
right? And that's why you're
Yeah.
calling the meditation love, because when you're
Yes,
talking about
es meditation.
particles of God, they're particles of unconditional love.
Yes. Entonces, that's kind of taking love. Son partículas taken. Entonces, scientists said that's this example. Dice, you could not see the energy that's
That's coming out of your
that's
hand.
coming out. You know, but the other, for example, your
Yeah.
son I feel good,
And that is
and
the same principle of any energy healing, right? Like
yes.
Reiki or
For
any,
example,
yeah.
Reiki, of course, the pranics, all the pranic system
Hmm.
have to work with the particles, the special particles. Scientists in the 90s said that there were nine. nine dimensions, but today said that 11th dimensions.
And
And
maybe there are more.
it may, of course,
Look
there
at
are
this
more.
picture of a
For,
galaxy.
my teacher, Ismael Noguera Diaz, said that's w- dice, for example, in Kabbalah, you recognize 33 particulars, 33 dimensions,
Mhm. And 33,
33.
33 is a magical number for certain organizations, like the Masons. They use that as a number when an initiate reaches a certain level of knowledge. So
Mhm.
33, it's an important level.
Important level. And when you separate 3 and 3, it's 6.
Mhm.
But and there are an special group of particles. There are 6. Yes, the
I,
particles,
I
some
I
sort of
heard
particle.
I heard not too long ago that 606, it's
Mhm.
apparently the the number that defines the address, the physical address on the third dimension of our planet Earth in relation to the galaxy that it is in.
Yes. And the movements is drove with 1 and 2 and 3 and 6.
And six.
Then 6. Yes.
And for the people who are interested on numbers and vibrations, I would suggest to go do a research about Tesla and the
Uh-huh.
relation of numbers because he has a very interesting way of dividing into two groups. Number 3, 6, and 9 is one group, and the rest of the numbers is the other group. So the rest of the numbers represent the physical matter, and the other three, it's the spirit that runs the movement of everything.
Yes, and science today they are discovered other names to other numbers. No one to name and others. It's a special knowledge. I like uh, I recognize that I have I am a person who recently has a comprehension about, because uh, maybe I was reading about neutrones, neutrinos, um, electromagnetism, etc. But to comprehend, well, the moment of my record of occurs when last years I was in Punta Arenas. Punta Arenas is the city of the Austral city. Near Polo Sur,
South
uh,
Pole. Mhm.
South Pole. Um, I was meditate in this in this in this series, and I feel many things. I connect the um, the space, galaxies. I well, I don't know if it was full or not, but uh, in I feel that in the universe, the universe has reproduce all the times
Mhm.
the parto, the
Yeah, I'm going to explain it
Mhm.
in English because you told me about that before, and
Yes.
I thought it was I thought it was fascinating. So she was meditating, and then out of a sudden she realized that the universe is reproducing itself continuously through giving birth. So the womb of the woman, when
Mhm.
it's giving birth to a baby, it's a big bang giving birth to another universe being born. So we're part
Yes.
of universe. Is that this is fascinating? I love
Yes.
this to me.
And mm, when I had that kind of experience, I the comprehensions about Kabbalah, about spheres, was so high.
And just to clarify, the spheres in the Kabbalah that you're mentioning about the, are you referring to the tree of life and the
Uh-huh.
spheres, Zephirah and Malhut and
Yes.
okay.
Malkuth, um, today is is very um, it's very easy to me to enter in this sphere, and I know that there are many
Spheres. Hmm. So you
many
do,
sphere.
so on your meditation you enter the different spheres.
Yes.
Hmm.
What?
So okay, so let me ask you something. What do you think about the sphere almost at the top, the second one below the last one on the top, that in Judaism they think that nobody can reach that sphere because it's where God is. You know, it's one. There is one on the top of the tree, and
Uh-huh.
then the second one below it in the center. They say that that's unreachable. I don't believe it's unreachable.
I, I don't know. I don't understand you.
You know,
I
the
please
Kabbalah,
the
the
Kabbalah.
Kabbalah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is one sphere on the very top of the Kabbalah tree,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh.
the one below.
Keter,
Yeah,
Keter,
yeah.
Bina.
You have the two columns, and you have the middle one, right?
Oh, yes.
In the middle one, below the top one,
Mm-hmm.
in Judaism Kabbalah they say that that one is God and that nobody can reach that one, so they always skip that one.
Well, uh, Judith, no, Judy, Judeo system, Judean system is the only a system, but there are other systems of Kabbalah. For
Mm-hmm.
example, Indian has their Kabbalah.
Mm-hmm.
The sacred árbol, the sacred
Sacred
ar-
tree of life.
the sacred tree
Mm-hmm.
of light is all in other civilizations.
Mm-hmm.
In other
So
civilizations,
it is sacred knowledge that belongs to everybody, not only to one religion, right?
yes. For
Mhm.
example, no sé si no si pudiera compartir contigo am, algo, podría compartir algo en la pantalla. No sé.
Yes. So Sahid wants to share something on the screen. So I'm
Mm,
going to to give
a
you
ver,
permission
no,
to
no.
share. I gave you permission to share. I don't know if you know
Oh,
how
bueno,
to. Yeah.
voy a hacer algo. Si te mando algo por Facebook ahora, tú lo puedes sacar
Sí,
para,
sí.
ya. Entonces no, yo voy a tratar de enviarte algo por Facebook.
Okay.
Entonces, para que ahí vayamos entendiendo más. Yo no importa, no voy a compartir pantalla, solo voy a buscar algo.
Okay.
Mientras de repente, si tú quieres conversar con tu gente, ya,
Okay,
para.
so she is looking for some an image that she wants to share with us, and she's gonna send it to me so that I can share the screen for a better understanding. But if you're arriving now, or if you want a better understanding of our conversation, uh, she has been studying meditation and sacred knowledge and dance, but in the form of art and also spiritual development and also mantras singing for lots of years in this life. And she's actually in the process of writing a book that is explaining her technique for meditation, which is her idea of how meditation should be simple. You just need some instructions that are very simple to tap into higher frequencies of yourself and meditate. That's because so many meditation techniques have been complicated, and it's almost like making complications so that people have more hard time to understand what meditation is and practice. So sometimes people, oh, what should I do meditating? Should I empty my mind? Should I think about something? So there are all these techniques, but the important thing I think for what I took from the conversation is to put the intention and the energy into the practice, just like when you're dancing, you put the energy into the movement, like when you're moving a hand with the energy and the intention, like if we're really touching something instead of just an empty hand. Look at the difference when you're doing this and moving with the energy instead of just I can't even do it without the energy because I'm so used to actually sharing that energy with movement. But an empty energy movement just looks like this, very mechanical, right? And that's what Saidi has been sharing with us, the idea of simplifying all these techniques to be able to reach meditation faster. If you can,
Oh.
si no lo encuentras, está bien. Yo creo que
No lo encuentro.
lo
No,
vamos a
no,
hacer
no,
otra
no.
vez.
The problems was is so high to Facebook because it's this six six 600 no
6
si-
megabytes. It's un archivo muy grande.
muy grande de
It's
6,000 píxeles.
too big of a file. So
Yes.
we're gonna have to do this again. And I think what I'm feeling that we have to do this live again, but we have to put more practice and showing. So we'll show the image you want to share, and we're going to actually do some mantra singing.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, of
so we'll
course.
do
I
a
do.
meditation live practice for the next time, and
Mhm.
and then you can show people how simple it is to tap into meditation. And I would like you to share with everybody now the why is it so important to meditate?
Well, meditate is important first to connect with myself. For example, all the time we live within our things
We live in our
to
thoughts.
in the future or in the past.
Mhm.
And meditate is a special way to connect with the the present,
The
and
present.
not only the present for the child, for the present with you, with your heart. We must feel the body, the heart, the blood, la sangre,
Blood.
the blood entered uh, in my soul, in my body. And meditate is so
Important.
important to do that. And
I understand what you're saying because I have achieved that point. And for people who haven't, it's difficult to understand what it really means
Mhm.
because, and then they should keep practicing because at one point it clicks in this point that you are so connected to yourself in the present that you can start communicating with every single cell of your body. And in one of my meditations, I out of a sudden I saw myself inside, and then I started saying that all I was a bunch of rainbow particles running and moving. I was like,
yes,
holy, this is what I am.
yes, yes.
It's amazing. So we reach the understanding of things from inside, from the source of our own higher self. And then we don't need to depend on books or the media or the schools,
No.
right?
And visualization is another system that's, for of course, well, for better results to a visualizations is is to connect with you first. Of course, the visualizations is good for many problems. For example, when I was uh, the times for the accidents, I must to visual we because I was um, operada surgery operada
Surgery.
del brazo.
You had a
Mm,
surgery on your arm,
yes, in my right arm, and the arm quedó paralizado,
was paralyzed. Your arm was
paralyzed.
paralyzed.
And I must conjunto join to rehabilitations. I must to visualize that's the movements, and I promise to myself that my art would be the same
Healed.
here and the same that I could do the same things that before the
Before.
accidents. Yeah.
Mm.
For example, I met a woman who said to me, I was the same, but when I just today my arm is only here, and I thought it is not to me, but I had to work with my mind, with my soul, and with my faith, o sea, confianza, my faith.
Trust, trust,
Trust, for example, is
believe, deep believe,
in faith. And
and then you
in,
move it now.
yes, all the time. Ahí, tú acá, no. Entonces, visualize is good, but first I must to
Center in your heart.
center my heart first. And of course, there are other benefits. like the stress, patience, grow up, the patience, the way to to calibrate the life, of course, is another with the time. With the time, of course, this not happen with the first week of meditation. It's a process.
It's a process, yes, because
Process. It's a process.
I've been healing to a couple of injuries on my body,
Mhm.
my foot and my knee,
Oh.
for a long time, and it's like it's still not there, but I feel that I'm almost there because well, I've been using some other uh, tools, like I've been using electric myopoles and uh, but mostly I've been trying to tap, not try, I'm tapping into the the source of what caused that injury so that I can release the
Ah,
injury. So
gee.
but it's a process, it's a
It's
process.
a process. And oh, mm, cada persona,
Each person
each person have the same,
a
is
different
the different process.
process. Mhm.
Each person.
It depends on how deep the the programming is, right? The blockage that happened is. So we have to, like you said, have
Yes,
patience with
patience.
ourselves.
Yes, and patience is a good is so good for the life. For example, if uh, I spent more time to wait for people, that's kind of person who tell you, I
We're
was
frozen
here at 5.
again.
But,
And we lost
fine,
for a
okay.
few
But
seconds, but
for
we'll be back.
example,
There we go.
but when I was when I am patient, or, or in my handbag, I have a book. In my phone, there are by videos, by videos, and then people at fight. Well, I have to read. I must read my music. Oh, well, because
That's something
yes,
mostly in Latin America we have to exercise that kind of patience.
yes, yes, yes.
In North
You
American
know,
people, in North America here, people expect others
no,
to be always
uh,
on time.
you be punctuality on time.
Yeah,
I am on time to me. In all my compromisos, all
all
my
your
appointments,
appointments,
I have on time. I am on time all the time. But people here,
people are, I
as in
know.
Latin America and in Spain it's the same. In Spain, exactly the same.
And
And well,
lately
uh,
I have developed something to be on time always, but more like in Spanish we say entregando. I navigate with time without having to be paranoid about time. And then when I look, it
mm,
is always the perfect time. So the mantra is I am always at the perfect time at the
yeah, yeah.
with the perfect person at the perfect place.
Yes. For example, my teachers said, you must be on time. No, don't cooperate with the well, don't cooperate with
Dímelo
with
en
a
español.
desorden, el
Don't,
desorden, eso,
okay. Don't,
eso
don't
tiene un
add,
nombre en la.
don't add to the chaos,
Mm,
to the
yeah,
unordered.
because it's, yes, it's important that you be cumplidora, como
It is important that
¿qué
you are making your part right.
yes, you must to be right.
Mhm.
Is the other not? Well, it's a problem.
Is there a problem?
with them. It's a problem to them,
Mhm.
not yours. But you uh, be on time. You must set. You must be on time in all, and you must be intouchable.
Impeccable.
That's impeccable all the time. De cosas, my ordenates, cosas ordenadas, clean,
Oh, have everything
um,
or organized and clean.
organize, yes, my clothes, my apartment, or that. But you must not exigir.
You
You
cannot,
must
you not expect from others.
expect others.
Hmm.
That's I think is the good key to happiness. Yes. So, is my way of life.
All right. So we're going to start wrapping up. We went over the hour, but it's okay because I think we have so much more to talk here.
Yes, una
But
one almost 2 a.m.
yeah,
But today was
yes, almost 2 a.m. for you. Yes,
yes, see,
thank you for being. I wanted to share with people how we connected. We haven't met in person yet, but
ah,
how we connected was that many years ago, when I was still living in Winnipeg, Bob and I decided to put on a project of an anthology book of belly dance. So we put on a
oh,
call to the world, and you answered the call too, and you sent a beautiful story, which is it's a story about dance and meditation and your life, and it's published on that book. So that's how we connected, and we've been friends since. And we know deep inside that we have this bigger connection too, because
yes.
we both meditate and we both know.
Yeah. And do you have near the book and so on?
Oh, I don't have it here. It's called.
I hear.
You have
Excuse
it?
me.
Okay.
Yes. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Good. So the book it's called uh, "Stories from Inside the Mirror," belly dance anthology, and it was published here in Canada back in 2006, I believe. And Sahidi is looking for the book to show the book. It's the I made the cover art drawing with a mirror, like an Egyptian mirror, and a belly dancer reflected on the mirror, because the idea is that when we start practicing belly dance and practicing meditation dance, we start projecting a beautiful image of ourselves. And that's what we see in the mirror. We see ourselves, the beauty of ourselves. And that is the idea of the cover of the book that I hope she finds. I can see that she's got several books there. So belly dance and other forms of dance are art forms of art that can be used for meditating. meditation is not only a static practice. It can be static. You can just relax, close your eyes, and go inside. But you can also be dancing, singing, and meditating at the same time. And when with the practice of meditation for many years, you you become meditation itself. You get to a point that at every moment of your life, at every second of your life, you are in meditation, meaning you are in deep contact with your higher self. You are aware of the here and now. You're present. And that's what meditation practice brings to you. So if you haven't started practicing meditation of some sort, do it now. ¿Lo encontraste? I think she couldn't find it. Well, ¿no lo
No,
encontraste?
no, no está aquí, no está aquí.
Okay, so we have
Es
now
que,
three things for our next. We're
oh,
gonna the image you are going to share. We're going to practice some mantras meditation,
yes.
and we're going to show the book cover.
Ay, no. Y lo
Uh,
de está donde te dije, donde vive César. Well,
okay,
an special friends maybe is there. Is there.
okay,
Yes.
no
Of
problem.
course.
Well, if people can search on Google for stories, let's say, stories from inside the mirror on a belly dance ontology.
No, there are many stories very interesting there. Many stories.
Yes, I
Not
think
only mine.
it showed how powerful belly dance practice is, that it transforms lives.
Yes.
I've seen so many people that had big self-esteem issues, including myself. And with the practice of that dance and meditation, with the right attitude, connecting the spiritual side of it, you achieve amazing results of growth to yourself.
Mm. See, yes. Uh, I like so much one of the uh, one of the belly dancers that she began to study at almost 45. Yes, there are one of them is
And
in danceologist.
I'm starting to teach a couple of friends who are one is almost 50, the other one is 60, I think. So it's there's no age, no shape, no form, no color. You can
Mhm.
start a practice anytime.
But I think to um, many women is scuff atrapadas and
Locked. Hmm. Locked.
in
Blocked or
the
locked. Mhm.
prejudice and the prejuicio
Prejudice.
about age.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, the problem is not the society. It's many women who create that they are 40 and then the life is over. It's over for them.
And it's all a matter of belief, right? So if you believe on age and the time is linear and decaying, that's where you go. But if you tap into the eternal consciousness of yourself inhabiting the body, time becomes something different, and you're always constantly creating something new and reinventing yourself.
Yes. For example, I start my sing singer class when I was 50, 57. Uh, special instructors, musicians, tenors said, "Well, you are so old because the de respiración, o sea, la forma
Breathing,
de respirar, mejor,
breathing,
the breathing is so escaso.
short of breath,
Yeah, sí,
mhm,
es bajo nivel.
low level of oxygen.
Yeah. But when I was practicing meditate and Swara yoga is a yoga of breathing,
Mhm.
and I have no opportunity, and I don't have problems. But my class began to in my 57. And well, I think, but I could sing to the mantras, to the mantras of chakra and other things. Well, I like Frank Sinatra because I studied
Sa-
when I was studying.
Sahidi,
Dime.
let's close this for tonight with a mantra.
Oh yes.
Do you have a mantra in mind we can sing and close the night?
Well, I sing the mantra Om.
Om.
Om. Om is it sounds like Aum.
And there are two different
Oh,
ones. Mhm.
yes, because in Aum is the sounds of the mother of the
Mhm.
group.
Mhm.
But for do that the mantras, you must sing in your heart, in your heart. And O, the O must to hear. You must feel the O in your heart. Why the heart? With in the heart there exists a micro particle. It's called some um, Christum. Christum.
Christum. Okay, okay.
Christum. The Christum.
Mhm.
The Christum is here. Well, it's related with Cristo, el Christum. Well, Superman is the crypto. Tenía Cristo. But the Christum is
It's
here.
in the heart.
Yes, in
It's
the
so
heart.
simple, isn't
Yes, Christum is the heart as an special word to an is so special to quiero decir to connect with Christum because when Christum um, wake up, you must more opportunities to de relacionarse
it?
to
To have a relationship
relationships with God,
with God.
with God.
It's basically you're awakening the God
Mhm.
within you
And
through singing from your heart.
yes, and when I say God is for all, to other people, to the universe, to other the galaxies world with the Christum. Wake up, you must this opportunity. And what the O is is feel here, but the M
Mhm.
is in the pituitary. Is entonces, entonces empezamos. Okay. Ah, de nuevo. Entonces eso se hace 3 veces antes de meditar si se quiere, o ya eso es una gran meditación, si
So
se hace con
what she's saying,
conciencia.
you do this 3 times before you meditate, or only that is already a meditation if you do it with your consciousness. So I want to thank you everybody for keeping until now here
Thank
and
you.
for listening and working on more awareness for this world. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Saidi, for being here and celebrating my birthday with me.
Ah, yeah. Happy birthday.
Today.
Um, uh, Thank you for the invitation. I'm so sorry to my English, but I don't have the opportunities to speak it. So,
But you did
well,
very, very well. And I'm just gonna share something. Both Saidi and I were born at 0 hours.
yes,
First person I met that has been born exactly at 0 hours.
0 hours. No. Yeah.
All right, so
All right.
we'll keep in touch and we'll do this again.
Excuse me, Miriam, please send me your Gmail for
Okay,
email to send immediately that's
okay,
you.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
And for everybody, remember to subscribe and click
Yeah.
like and share.
To the next.
Big kiss
Bye.
from the
Thank you.
heart. Let me end the stream here. And, all right.